Hey guys, Brad here with another quick video, hopefully. On the bench today, John, one of my customers, sent in a Sinistar board, MPU board, and ROM board. He was doing some work, it looked like, on it. They upgraded the RAM, put new sockets on the MPU, some capacitors were replaced, and then the ROM board had somebody had cut open the windows on them, so it's been erased, and I think they were putting on the latest version of SynaMax's Sinistar code with all the upgrades and updates on it, and some other work had been done, and was just having the customer was struggling getting it running. So decided to send it in. I got it on the bench here this morning and got it all wrapped up today. So let me switch over to the bench cam. I'll go over everything we did, everything I replaced, and then we'll do some gameplay and wrap this up here. So let me switch over. So just for testing purposes, I've got my own sound and speech board here. Again, that wasn't sent in. And then on the bench, I also have my own I/O widget board. But we'll go over the MPU first. So here's the MPU. The customer has a NV RAM module already in place here. I did pull out the CPU and the decoders. I straightened and cleaned the legs on them. They were a little gunky. I did replace all of the Molex headers here, all new. And uh, this is a Rev D board, and these three inductors here, the original ones are vertical and they're all flimsy. So I've got replacement ones that I put in here. These are pretty rigid, like this large one here. And then there was some new caps. They were wrong size. These are Nichicon correct dimensions as well as capacitance and voltage. I also changed out an electrolytic here with the tantalum for the soft start, 22 microfarad. I also changed out the Zener diode here that monitors the 5 volts. I replaced the 3.9 with the 4.7. That helps if you're running any sort of switching power supply or anything like that. Even with the linear, they're still suspect, and NVRAM is not. It can still be overwritten if the bus gets all jittery. So that Zener is definitely helpful. And then the main thing on this board we found, this has the 41256 single voltage RAM. Somebody had replaced I think all of the sockets on this as well. But back here on the left side here, position 1-7, there was a couple lifted traces there, and one of them was for the CAS line, which is the column address select, which is pin 15. It daisy chains from all these chips because they all get selected at the same time. So I pulled these two sockets. I did a repair on the board with some copper rivets, 2 locations, and then put brand new TE connectivity, really high-end sockets in here. And then the original RAM is back in there as well. There was some jumpers and things up here, but I got that all straightened around. Did a few other things I fixed on the board, straightened up some of the transistors and wiped it down and cleaned it up. Back here on the ROM board, again, this had all the EEPROMs had the windows and little white tape over them and things like that. So first thing I did is I stripped down the board. Had a new ribbon cable, was installed incorrectly with the cable coming out to the right instead of up. And these ones, I'm not sure who sells these, but I'm not real thrilled with them. But anyway, they're way too long. So I shortened it up, put it in the correct way. I pulled the blitters out here, the special chips, straightened and cleaned the legs there. I put in new Molex connectors at all 3 locations. I put in some new Nichicon filter caps for the power. Someone had replaced them, but they were the wrong physical size. And then somebody had also replaced these zero point 0.01 filter caps here that go across the inductors. They typically don't fail unless they're rusted out or something. But what they replaced them with was radial leaded, so I had some axial leaded, so I popped on those. And then what I found on the ROM board was only 3 of the ROMs were correct. So 1, 2, and 10 were right. All the other ones were wrong. I don't know if they were just maybe labeled wrong or what, but I basically cleared off all of the old labels 100%. I UV erased them and then reprogrammed them with the latest code. This is the version 855, and then I did make I have some custom labels made. So the only ROMs here original from the set is ROMs 1, and you can see it's 163004-38, 38. And then what I did is I created these 3004 855, which indicates that it's SynaMax's version 855, and then 1M for the first mod, and then this is 2M, 3M, 4M that corresponds still with the right ROM number. But these are pretty much exact reproductions as the original. So we've got those on there. Down here, I also did a mod on the MPU. Again, these are single voltage, and you can see here I've got an additional 2 cut pens and then some jumpers on the bottom here. I'm able to do this modification without cutting any traces or any modifications to the board other than the connector, the Molex connector. So now you can just plug straight in from the harness. What the customer was running is one of these arcade shop little jumpers here for the single voltage RAM. One of the things on these I noticed, this is not set up for the 256, and my customer said he was running it, so I had him try this first when he was at home, put the jumper on there. For the -5 is just left floating with this connector, so not super impressed there. Here's that chunk of ribbon cable that we took out, and then again, all the Molex headers, all the old labels, the inductors, capacitors, and there's those 2 sockets I replaced. The little blue bead there is the radial leaded 0.01 capacitors there. And anyway, yeah, so these are all the old parts. I'll return all this stuff back to the customer, and we will go through and boot this up and do some gameplay. Now, since this is a vertical game, let's see here. There we go. So I've got the remote control here on the bench. I'm going to power it up. What you were seeing is just the last thing was on the screen from my CGA to VGA converter. And then I do have the little Sony PlayStation configured for the Sinistar. So what you'll see here, I'm going to let it run. You'll see this has got the AMOA logo, the bloody Sinistar. And then also in this latest version that SynaMax did, you'll see here in the attract mode that the spacecraft has the thruster plume on it as well. And you'll see those 3 little glowing stars at the top kind of heads-up display there. Those were all added by Max into this version. So let me go ahead and coin it up. Again, I should have audio here.
I hunger.
Yep. I'll put a couple coins in it. And then we'll hit start. Collecting some minerals. Yep. Come on. And you'll notice too now, you have the shields up there. When that little guy comes in and shoots you the first time, it used to just kill you. Let him get me. Oh, come on, you can get me. You see the shield activated? And once you get 3 of them, you will explode. So again, this game is so much more fun to play now with the changes. And that thruster plume also is proportional with these 49-way joysticks. Essentially, you have 3 positions in each direction, right? So the plume is proportional. The faster you go, if you will, the more thrust you get, and you can visually see that. So it's really cool. And again, that was in the original code. They just in the source code. But Williams ended up taking it out because they just didn't have room for it with all of the diagnostics and stuff. So that is some of the things here that you will, you pay the price for these as you lose some of the diagnostics. Mostly just the screen stuff, which most people now use the TPG, the test pattern generator for. So anyway, I'll go ahead and reboot this, and we're going to wrap this video up here. So I am going to let this run on the bench. I just got it going today. I did have one EEPROM that I had erased and reprogrammed that went out that I replaced. So I'm going to give it overnight, make sure all the EEPROMs are good and solid. But I'm pretty confident it'll be good, and then I'll get it boxed up and going back and jump back to the job I was working on before. So I've got a few more boards in the queue here, and so we should have some more videos coming up. So thanks for watching. Have a good one.